Okay, thank you so much. So, during the first panel discussion, I said some things about NFTs. And QLIP, it's actually pronounced QLIP, not QLIP. I know a lot of people will be saying QLIP. It's QLIP. So we're Africa's #1 NFT platform, right? If you thank you so much. If you check through the NFT industry, there's none that is Africa-centric, and it's one of the reasons why me and my team we built this. So the idea is to help African art sell, right? And beyond just helping African art sell, is to add utility to the sales of those arts. Okay, so let's go through to the next slide. All right, now, so I already explained what NFTs are. So the key point, we're going to look at one, what are NFTs and why are they important? And then we'll look at what the value of QLIP is, what we're bringing to the NFT industry, and the key milestones that we've reached as a project. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so NFTs, they are data, right? They are data stored on the blockchain, all right, that verifies your ownership. So someone like, let's say your favorite artist is Ada. My favorite artist in the ministry is Ada. Let's say someone like Ada is releasing, she's about to drop a new album, and she wants to NFT the cover of her albums, such that people who buy that art on the blockchain can have access to maybe an extra track, or maybe a merchandise like her t-shirts or something else, right, that can be used outside of the blockchain. So apart from owning her art on the blockchain as an NFT, I can also use that NFT to access a real-life material. Maybe it's her merchandise, or maybe it's her next album, or maybe it's a music video that is exclusive for some certain persons to see, or maybe it is tickets, VIP tickets to her next listening party or her next concert, right? So that brings the idea of NFTs and utility. So here it is audio, text, or pictures or videos stored on the blockchain, right, that have value. Okay, they have value because of the person behind them, not just necessarily because of the data that's on the blockchain. All right, next slide, please. All right, now, why are NFTs valuable? They are valuable because they possess intrinsic and aesthetic values. Intrinsic values as per because of what they have. So when you look at the aspect of intrinsic values, you're looking at the virtual aspect of it. You're owning an NFT by an artist, right, that probably doesn't know you, but you have a sentimental attachment to that person, to that artist, right? And then the attributed values has to do with the real life utility that you can get. So owning somebody's NFT could give you access to their real life functions. Okay, and we're going to see this happen very soon in the music industry, both in our ministry and outside the ministry. All right, next, please. All right, now for QLIP, we have these various features. We're providing NFTs in arts and entertainment. So this is something that the music industry, I'm very sure of it. Very soon, you're going to see NFTs of most of these artists that you listen to, and they will be sold at. And very soon, their NFTs would give you access, right, to various things. And then another aspect that we don't really look at so much is just by, let's say, give an instance. Please, last year he won Song of the Year, right? Now, who knew when he started his music ministry? A lot of us don't know, right? So let's say he started his music ministry 3 years ago, and as of 3 years ago, Moses Bliss had his NFTs. What do you think will happen to let's say the value of that NFT was sold at $10, right? What do you think would happen to the value of that NFT last year when he won Song of the Year? The value will increase, right?
Yeah.
So just by you being a fan, I love Moses Bliss, you just want to have his NFT. It's cheap at that point, maybe $10 or $5. And then his career advances. And because you are a fan, because you supported him, you have something that you own that you can sell that increases in value. Because as his career advanced, the value of his NFT advanced also. That is tokenization. That's what we'll talk about, tokenizing assets, right? So that's what we see in the NFTs in arts and entertainment industry, especially for African artists, in music, in film creation. I'm only using music because it's something everybody can relate to, but it cuts across music. It is all arts. So film creation, publishing brands, fashion houses, brands can have NFTs on a platform. All right, the next one is play-to-earn blockchain gaming. We have a blockchain gaming platform where you can play some of our games and get CLIP tokens for free. And it's not something new, it's something that happens in the NFT space. Then the next one is you can tokenize reward assets and have proof of issuance. These are, next level parts. I won't want to talk about this right now. All right, next slide, please. All right, so here is us as a team, as a CLIP team, looking at how our ministry can use NFTs. Let's take Rhapsody, for example. Who has the first copy of Rhapsody? The first ever copy of Rhapsody. I think that was in 2000, right? Yeah, 2000. Who has it? Anybody? Anyone does? Do you know people will pay for that if it was tokenized on the blockchain? Why? Sentimental value. So you see what I'm talking about? Intrinsic value in NFTs. Sentimental value. Right? People will pay for that. Our top directors and esteemed pastors and deacons in ministry would actually want to own the first tokenized Rhapsody, right? So this is just us throwing what NFTs could do in ministry, right? So first copy of Rhapsody can be made into an NFT and auctioned. So depending on what zone beats the highest, they buy it, and it is in the smart contract, it's in their custody for 1 year, right? So probably the person who wins IPPC top partner in Rhapsody gets that NFT in his own, in his own wallet. And then next year, the next top partner, still gets transferred, to the next person. So it's just an aspect that we can look at. Another thing that I'm really excited about is the distribution. There are people in the NFT space that will never hear the gospel if you don't preach it to them in NFT way. So in the part of distribution, NFT Rhapsody copies for every month can be airdropped on a monthly basis, and people who claim those NFT copies of Rhapsody can, as soon as they claim it, a link can be unlocked for them to access Rhapsody website or Rhapsody app. Then the part of issuance, LMAM, right? Issuance, our IPPC badges, ticket passes can be issued as NFTs. And then Love World Music and Arts Ministry, I just talked about Ada. Sinach could do this. Various of our artists could do this in the ministry, right? Okay. So next slide, please. I think that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Standing already existing for the course. So if you use the internet and you decide to check for the term, or you ask the question, what is blockchain? You keep seeing two outstanding words. The first one is distributed, and then the second one is ledger. You hear that blockchain is a distributed ledger, and later you find the term is immutable, right? Now let me demystify what this means. A ledger is a record of transactions. That's what a ledger is. Now don't think of transactions only as financial transactions. If I am talking with you, we are transacting.
Right, so before Satoshi Nakamoto invented Bitcoin, there was no known application of blockchain technology. Well, blockchain had been in existence before Satoshi ever thought about it. Now, it will amaze you to know that blockchain has been around for over 30 years. Right? So, but cryptocurrency was its first application. That was where they found a use case. So now, inclusive participation is when the guy in agri gets to know that blockchain is applicable to my industry. The one in manufacturing, the one in health, across all industries, because This is the internet for transmission of value, and value can be transmitted across every sector, right? So look at some of the real-life applications of the blockchain, right? We will start from its most famous application, which is cryptocurrency. What did cryptocurrency do for you? Cryptocurrency is just, we call it the freedom of finance and the democracy of money, right? So, like they explain, there are certain things that cryptocurrency has helped to solve. Now, the US government is about to print over $3 trillion, right? Now, with crypto, you cannot do that. Right? There has to be a process, there has to be a system, there has to be a generation of value before you can produce money. So now with crypto, what have you been able to achieve? If you are using cryptocurrency in the banking sector, cryptocurrency solution is the fact that you can make fast transactions. Now I can send money to anybody, anywhere in the world, and within a split second, I'm not talking about minutes, I'm talking about I sent money to somebody in the US, and in the next 5 seconds, that person has that money. You know, and it is money. But with your traditional banking, you cannot do that. You would have to fill papers and papers. That is after you must have stood under the sun if the bank does not have canopy to shelter you. You know, so, and they ask you all manner of questions. So you see, you can do your transfer fast. Secondly, you can do transfers at a low cost. I mean, people, there was a record from BitMEX where they moved how many $1 billion? Okay, for just about, was it $7 or so? Something thereabouts. Just imagine that transaction fee for moving millions of dollars. If you are going to do that in the traditional finance, it's going to take you a whole lot, right? Now, you can do world remittance, right? Sending money across the world. In agriculture, you can use blockchain to track food process. You know, from right from the seedling to the planting to harvesting to the supply, you could track all of those processes. You could use blockchain on your manufacturing and assembly plants. You can use blockchain on real estate. In fact, if you ever, do you know the reason why real estate is expensive? Because of the true many channels of middlemen that they pass through. With the blockchain, it's just a transaction between buyer and seller.